Well, the show must go on in one way or another, despite having the worst technical difficulties of having the Wi-Fi cut out at the worst possible time. Any game to happen, we have the playoffs here, and our internet gets shorted. So we got kicked off the air, trying to fix it as fast as possible, but internet is not one of the things that really falls on us to try to keep up and running. I'm not sure why it got shorted. Trying to get it together, trust me. Apologies there. We'll tell you what you missed, though, in a play-by-play format. So after the Jaden Madrid single over to center left, it brought up center fielder number 20, Teddy Monahan. And in that situation, off a 1-0 count, he flied over to left. Jaden Madrid caught out his second from Gavin Chandler, catching him stealing. Was the second out, and then Ethan Smith, a ground out over to Cooper Russell on a 2-1 count, brings an end to the first inning. Apologies for that. We have now the backup internet already up and running. But of course, that did bring an end to our live stream. Joseph Williams out there on the mound. He'll throw it outside against number 50, Jalen David. Of course, no runs were scored. A little dribbler foul down the left side. It's a 1-1 count for Jalen David. Jalen David, Bronx, New York native from Holy Family College. The 1-1, he'll get underneath this over to right. A little too much hang time, and it can thankfully go foul just in the extended bullpen on the right side. So instead of a foul out, it's a 1-2 count. So he'll get another chance back at home plate. It's one of those things to be thankful for. Jalen David, though, utility player, one of the best at it within the entire league. The plate in terms of stats, he's got a batting average of a 3.44 across 128 at-bats, 43 runs scored, 44 hits, 20 RBIs on 49 total bases. You can't forget league-leading 43 stolen bases. And that's going to be a hit-by pitch. So how about the second chance gives Jalen David first base off the hit-by pitch. Now to bat right fielder, number 46, Braden Reyna. Braden Reyna, the outfielder that joined the Muckdogs a few weeks ago. He was not here at the start of the season. Rochester, New York native from Fordham University. To his quote, brought in with open arms as there's a pickoff attempt over at first before we see a pitch. It's not going to get Jalen David, and that's one of the things that Auburn had to look at the tape is that's lined foul down the first base line, is just trying to keep Jalen David in check out there on the base path. As I believe was an awarded balk. Jalen David now standing on second. Gonna miss up high. 1-1 count. That's what I think it's gonna go credited as, is a balk. Yes. I don't know, I was confused, the foul ball. But 1-1, this one getting past the second baseman, off his glove, a ricochet to shallow center. There's no one in the area. Jalen David getting the signal home. And there's no throw. Jalen David already scoring in. It's 1-0 Batavia. A line over to the second baseman on Auburn's defense. Ragel in the third. Can't glove it down. Gets by him off his glove. Takes a bad ricochet. Instead of just leaking out to the man backing him out in center field, the ricochet lands in no man's land just behind second base. All four players, pitcher, second, short, center, weren't there and ready. Jalen David able to take two bases and score first here at Dwyer. 1-0 is your score off the RBI single from Braden Reyna. Now up to bat, second baseman, number 11, Evan Brock.
Batavia showing early they can continue hitting off Joseph Williams all the way back in July 23rd was the last time they saw him. He pitched in that fourth game, and they lit him up early. 4 innings pitched, 5 runs, 4 of them being earned, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. He only got through 14 batters with 73 pitches before he was finally pulled.
A 1 count. He'll swing on this. It's going to foul territory. But again, Evan Brock, nicknamed Mr. Reliable, and for good reason. A .377 batting average across 130 at-bats, 30 runs, 49 hits, 46 RBIs, and 69 total bases. The 0-2 count for Evan Brock. The pitch from Williams inside. It's going to go as ball 1. You can't forget Evan Brock's 46 RBIs still finish out the regular season as the league leader.
Also breaking the record for the Muckdogs as most RBIs in a season.
That too as well. Not going to go on it. Pushes it to a 2-2. Brock's at bat will keep going. How about that? Jalen David already putting in number 1. The run scored for Batavia. Pickoff attempt over at first. Not going to get Reyna. Coach Wass already talking things over with Reyna. In terms of numbers for Reyna and stealing bases, he's got 9 on the season, so still an impressive number above many. A little grounder over to short, a play at second in time, and the play at first. That's going to turn into a double play for the Auburn defense. So the play to short, unfortunately, goes the opposite way, this time in favor of Auburn. Puts up 2 outs and up to bat in the cleanup spot. He's got no one on, but it's third baseman, number 2, Jackson Inman, the Damascus, Maryland native from Richmond University. Sitting at 6'2", 200 pounds. He was a game-time decision today, whether he would be allowed to be on defense. As we saw back in Auburn only a few days ago, he suffered an injury in pregame warmups as he'll foul off the first pitch. So it moves it to an 0-1. But in that case, suffered the pregame injury to his shoulder or upper arm. And because of that, was taken out of the defensive lineup, remained in the batting order as a designated hitter, has served as a designated hitter since then. But in a game-time decision, they've put him back in, as that's down in the dirt for ball 1. It pushes it to a 1-1 count. Jackson Inman, statistically speaking, the best hitter with a .407 batting average across 113 at-bats, 37 runs, 46 hits, and 30 RBIs of 66 total bases. Every number metric up there. That's outside, 2-1 count. Joseph Williams, though, on the other end. We didn't get too long to talk about him just because of the Wi-Fi outage that we suffered through. We're able to get through it, but Joseph Williams, a 4.3 record with a 5.66 ERA. This is now his 9th start. Every game he's appeared in has been a start. This line past Ragland out to right field, and a single for Inman. Joseph Williams again, 41 1/3 innings pitched, allowing 43 hits. Make that number increase by 2, 45 now, but 28 runs and 31 strikeouts. Those numbers are the ones that he came into today. So those 2 hits are not being included, especially the run as well. But as it stands, those are the metrics for Joseph Williams. He's got the starting nod in round 1 of the playoffs. The single for Inman puts him on first base. Left fielder number 20, Glenn Brooks, up to bat. He'll swing on the first one. Over to short, he'll glove it down, and an awkward throw to first. How about it, though? Spinning on a dime and doing a ballerina spin at that, whatever you want to call it. Lasering it over to first. I thought he'd go second. No, makes the right play, though, in the end. A little high, but still snagged down by the first baseman for the Auburn defense. Justin Batts snagging in for the third putout. So with that, 1-0 is your score in Batavia's favor. We'll stay on air for our first official break because the one before this didn't really count. And it's more or less just a look at the team stats of what we got going into tonight's matchup. Again, 1 and 4 seed going head-to-head. Auburn, a late collapse is how I would personally describe it. In their last 10, they only won 4 games. They went 4-5 over that stretch, or 4-6. Can't do my math right, I guess. But on the away, they're only 9-8, barely finishing above 500 at a 21-18 record. It looked like they needed a win in their last, or 2 wins in their last 4 games. They couldn't get that done. Because of that, they went from 3-4, and a promising early start had them up with Jamestown, but slowly bantered down even below Elmira. And that's enough about record. It's more about team stats right here in a second, once we get that graphic up and loaded. For Batavia, their metrics up in the top tier for good reason, as they are first place in the West Division. Those 338 runs, good for 3rd in the league. Home runs, not a metric that is impressive, should I say, but that simply does not matter. You don't need home runs if you can still win and be the best. And the RBIs, 3rd in the league, 284. Stolen bases, 168. Tied the PGCBL record with that number in their last regular season game at 168. That also breaks Batavia's personal record as well. Team ERA, a best 4.57 as it keeps going down. And on the other side for Auburn, their metrics not where they want to be, but still surviving to enter the playoffs. And here we go. We've reached the top of the second. Gavin Chandler back there on the mound, swing and a miss for the first batter faced here for Auburn, that being first baseman number 32, Justin Batts.
The big outlier is that stolen bases.
As that's sent a high flyer to Braden Reyna over and right, he calls it off. Plenty of time to get underneath it for out number 1.
But their big outlier is those 4th in stolen bases. Team that really likes to hit singles, get on base, and then go for bunts, be aggressive on the base path. And Batavia's got to attack it early. That's what happened in the 3rd game against Auburn, where they got runners on scoring position. They start showing bunt, and that's when they started walking, and that's when pressure was hitting the Muckdogs.
So now up to bat, taking and watching strike 1 go by. Second baseman number 4, William Ragland III.
Ragland's played in 28 games, started in 22 with a 357 batting average, 56 at-bats, 10 runs, 20 hits, 2 doubles, 11 RBIs, and 22 total bases.
I love how we finally are able to enjoy Gavin Chandler live on air, being able to pitch. Again, I will say it for my final time, but apologies for the Wi-Fi short earlier. Thankfully, it's now rather than later. But a 2-1 count will sit over the plate. Watching it go by again is Ragland. One thing to note is lineups are set. It's all said and done. You're not going to be able to change your rosters, make any more additions here in the playoffs. It's 40 players you're allowed. Batavia has maxed out at 40 guys. They want every possibility of any case scenario of drawing a bad card being covered. And other teams right now, they're struggling in terms of rosters, as this is a line to shallow center, but Jalen David, the speedster for a reason out there, closes the gap, gets underneath it off the payoff pitch, and that's out number 2.
The big reason why they have 40 players is the way how Skip recruits these guys. His always big question when it comes to recruiting these guys is how far can you go in the season? Are you going to be available for us for the whole season? And he always has backups for those players who are not going to be able to do that whole season.
Auburn on the other side, only hovering around just above 20. Not an exact count right now, but up to bat again. Extra hitter number 22, Braden Michelson. He'll watch ball number 1 go up high, just missing the zone. Can't punch that in the top right. That seemed to be what Chandler wanted. He'll send this right down Broadway. No swing from Michelson, who comes to the plate with a batting average of a 3.22 across 59 at-bats, 16 runs scored, 19 hits, 14 RBIs, and 24 total bases. He'll swing here, high flyer to shallow left. Glenn Brooks, though plenty of time to get underneath it for the 3rd out. So the top of the second already in the past. Still a 0 on the far scoreboard for Auburn, and that's right where Batavia wants them. Heading it to the bottom of the second. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Bad boys, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
Who are you?
Fans, if you get hit with a foul ball, don't call our insurance.
Why is no one doing anything?
Call UMMC at Rochester Medical Center for help.
Should have called him.
Bottom of the second, we'll open things up talking about Joseph Williams a little bit more. We didn't get a full chance to, but before doing that, of course, we'll also take you through the Auburn defense. We'll show you where every one of those players are located. Joseph Williams, of course, out there on the mound. At catcher, it's Jake Bentavenga. First, that will be Justin Batts. Second, William Ragland the third. Short, covered by Connor Rumpf. And third baseman, Miles Fontaine. Left to right in the outfield, Jaden Madrid, Teddy Monahan, and Ethan Smith. It's just missing behind the graphic with a little bloop foul is Cooper Russell. So an 0-1 count, the leadoff man here in the second inning for Batavia. As the second pitch, you watch it go by for strike two, so quickly behind in the count. Joseph Williams still not found a strikeout so far. And this one over the head of Ragland to shallow right, and Cooper Russell opens things up in the bottom of the second with a hit. That's already the third hit recorded for Batavia.
They found their spot right there, going at Ragland 3 times now. He's tried to make 2 diving plays, couldn't make the plays on it, and now he had to go for a jump catch right there, couldn't do it. They found their target early in this game.
Ragland under a lot of duress early. Every ball hit going in his direction in some way, whether it's just over his head or a line down at his feet. But number 16, the first baseman, James Quintero, taking a quick swing, shallow center, and back-to-back hits put 2 on. Quintero doesn't hesitate at all, swinging off the first pitch, and already up, catcher number 47, Cooper Romick.
Cooper Romick's played in 23 games, starting in 20 with a .281 batting average, 64 at-bats, 13 runs, 18 hits, 2 doubles, 10 RBIs on 20 total bases.
North Chi-Li, New York native from SUNY Brockport. Up to bat, no outs, 2 on. And showing bunt, he'll pull it back just in the nick of time. It's ball 1. Joseph Williams attending Jackson State University. Freshman over there, standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. Hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. His lone season over there. Posted a 11.48 ERA. 2 losses recorded, no wins across 11 appearances and 1 start. Only servicing 13 1/3 inning. Is it a bunt laid down from Romick down the third baseline, and he's going to beat out that throw. A little struggle from the third baseman from Auburn. Michael Fontaine couldn't transition the ball from glove to hand and lost it. Romick just going to take first. Bases are loaded with no outs. An extra hitter, number 34, the man you want, Joey Socorro, up to bat. The West Deptford, New Jersey native from Tusculum University. The man that has fought through injuries and battled back. He is now up to plate and trying to break this lead to even worse for Auburn. No outs, bases loaded in the first pitch from Williams. Going to be called strike 1 on the inside, 0-1 count.
Scorers playing 20 games, starting at 16 with a .310 batting average, 58 at-bats, 12 runs, 18 hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 13 RBIs on 27 total bases.
Socorro fouling off, pushes it to an 0-2 count. Oh, 2. Crack of the bat, and it's going foul again. We'll do it again. Socorro has gone through a lot as of recently. The injury sustained at Jamestown in that 12-12 tie to his groin. Since then, he was out for quite some time. Much anticipated return, and he continued right where he left off. But the 0-2 dribbled foul. Skip able to avoid it. Beamed off the hop. Will rinse and repeat the 0-2 count. The metrics to look, though, for Socorro was before that injury, there was a 3-game stretch, and of 14 at-bats, he recorded 8 hits. Getting underneath this, though, high fly to shallow left. Left fielder coming in. No one will advance, and it's a flyout from Socorro. 1 out. Up to bat, designated hitter, number 7, Braden Redmond. And the last spot in the batting order, we've already gone through them all, but Braden Redmond, the Townsend, Delaware native from Salisbury University, standing at 6'2", 200 pounds. Freshman over there, and already going to make an impact as his name gets called to be the designated hitter spot for the Muckdogs.
He's played in 14 games, starting 19 with a .286 batting average, 28 at-bats, 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 doubles, 4 RBIs on 11 total bases.
That goes for strike 1. He'll watch it go by. This time he'll take a hack at it. Play it second, underhand toss in time. Redmond able to beat it out, and that's huge as a double play warning will be avoided. It'll take 1 off, but at the same time, it'll bring 1 in at the far end. It is now 2-0 Batavia. So 2 outs, runners on the corners. Redmond reaching first off the fielder's choice. An RBI credited to him as well, as that's going over to short. Brings up center fielder number 50, Jalen David, back up to bat. Hit by pitch with the 1-2 count in his last at-bat. Romick is taken off the bases. That's going to miss up high. And in for the score, Cooper Russell. Quintero still awaiting his run to score, possibly over at third. 2 outs, corner situation, 1-0 count. Swung on by David, out to center left. It'll get down, and that's a RBI single on 2 outs for Jalen David. It is now 3-0 Batavia as Quintero scores for his team.
Just like last game, they have found Williams' answer already, and they are attacking it early, getting that run of always starting off with the lead to release that pressure off of Chandler's shoulders.
This team seemed to have it together. They ended the season with 3 straight wins after a little bit of a hiccup. If you go before that, the past 6 games before that ending 3-game winning streak, as that goes for ball 1 against right fielder number 46, Braden Reyna. They only went 2-4 over that stretch, an unusual record for Batavia. A little bit of a slump, but they quickly got back, as that's a high flyer to right. A little too much to fly underneath it, though, as it's caught by the right fielder, Ethan Smith, for the 3rd out. Batavia able to add 2 more to their score total as it sits 3-0, heading to the top of the 3rd when we come back from our 2nd commercial break.
I'd like to withdraw some Muckbucks, please.
Muckbucks?
Realistically, I can't withdraw Muckbucks here. But what I can do is do all my banking through Tompkins Bank, the official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs. I gotta get back to picking up my Muckbucks.
Here in Batavia, hard work and community goes hand in hand. That's why the Batavia Muckdogs are a proud partner with Farm Credit East, helping support the people of Western New York grow.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
We're back from our break, and the one thing I wanted to note about that, I'll continue where I left off before ending off going into break, was they went 2 and 4 over a 6-game stretch before their final 3 games, and they lost to Jamestown, Niagara Falls, the Ironbacks as well, and the Doubledays. But that 3-game stretch was started over a win, 9-3 against Auburn, where they sit split in the series on the regular season. Of course, as Jarrett keeps attentioning too, Joseph Williams had the starting nod. He was credited his 3rd loss on the season as well for that matchup. But we'll turn our attention back to the baseball diamond. Top of the 3rd, Gavin Chandler and co. back out there. Leading things off for Auburn, it's number 3, designated hitter, Nacho Gonzalez.
Nacho's playing 25 games.
He's sending this on a slap to right, and it gets down. High flyer. It was the sound cue there that threw me off, and we don't usually play that like sound effect. I don't know, that got to me there.
I thought you were ready to add some more to it.
No,
but
I was just more. I was like, did he catch it? I was going to say that would have been impressive, but no, that was a single shot for Gonzalez. Shallow right field up to bat, third baseman, number 29, Miles Fontaine. He's got 1 on, no outs. So that's down in the bottom left, but not within the zone. Ball 1.
Fontaine's playing 19 games, starting in 13 with a 194 batting average, 31 at bats, 7 runs, 6 hits, a double, 3 RBIs on 7 total bases.
1-0 count. Pitch from Chandler, swing and a miss. Moves it to 1-1. Going toe-to-toe, the Doubledays, the first matchup between these two teams, you got to go back to June 17th. Batavia got a 6-0 win at home, and then when visiting Auburn for the first time, suffered a 9-6 loss. As that sent high fly and foul territory over on the left side and out of play. Pushes the count 1-2. Those teams would not meet for quite some time until most recently July 22nd and 23rd, where they went back-to-back. Auburn got the win back at home 8-4, and then when they came over to Dwyer, suffered a 9-3 loss. So both teams, 2-2 series, and 2-0 when they're at home against the opposite team. So hopefully that would be a metric that we'd like to see continue.
Batavia's got the advantage on that right now as they are in Dwyer Stadium.
As that shot foul down the first baseline, we'll repeat it again. And that last outing against Auburn, though. Hitting-wise, they were able to record 9 hits, 7 RBIs. In terms of hitting, they were able to get a good mixture of 2 doubles, a triple, a whole lot of it. A 290 collective batting average as well. 1-2 count. The pitch swung on, and there's the first strikeout for Gavin Chandler. 1 out. As Fontaine goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout recorded this game between either pitcher. And up to bat, shortstop number 24, Connor Rumpf, for his first at bat. 9th spot in the batting order for Auburn so far today. Gavin Chandler set. Has the advantage to check over on first as a left-hander as he deals strike 1 against Rumpf. Swung on, won't connect. 0-1 count.
Rumpf's played 18 games, starting in 17 with a 244 batting average, 45 at-bats, 13 runs, 11 hits, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 13 total bases.
Swung on, high flyer to shallow right. 3 Muckdogs in the area. And it's second baseman Evan Brock going to get underneath it, call off Quintero and Reyna behind him. 2 outs now off the fly out. We're only at the bottom of the batting order. Catcher number 27, Jake Bentavenga, up to bat. He's got Gonzalez up over at first base. But 2 outs is the situation.
Bentavenga's got a 286 batting average, 19 games played, 17 started.
So that's in for strike 1.
With 49 at-bats, 13 runs, 14 hits, 4 doubles, 11 RBIs on 18 total bases.
We've talked enough about the Muckdog schedule. The last thing to note is they close out their last 2 games in mercy rules. That's outside 1-1 count down on the lower half. But what an impressive finish for Batavia, a 17-0 win against the Pilots, and then a 14-4 win at home just 2 days ago against the Americans. That's in for strike 2, watching it go by. 1-2 count. And those 2 games, they combined for 29 hits, 27 RBIs, and a batting average of 500 in the first game and a .393 in the last. Called ball, too. I'm not sure about that one. But 2-2 count.
Definitely looked like it hit that top corner for another strikeout for Chandler.
And we move on. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Gavin Chandler on the pitch. Swing and a miss, and make that the second one. 2 in this inning alone. Gavin Chandler heating up as the game keeps on breathing down Auburn's neck. The bottom of the third, right around the corner. We'll stay on air for this break as well, just to talk about what's at stake within the playoffs and how the picture aligns as we look at that in just a quick moment. But the playoffs, as you know, are underway today. The 1 seed Batavia Muckdogs were able to get that award. As you can hear, free pizza going on in the background. So we'll have to talk a little over the loud crowd that we're going to get in a few moments here. Apologies on that end. Screaming in every possible direction. It's always the ill-timed choices that I do here. But we'll get that ready and set. So I think he's about done, so I feel like we can get back underway. So this is how the playoffs look as they stand. Number 1 seed Batavia Muckdogs finishing with a 29-10-1 record. Jamestown at 2, going against the Elmira Pioneers, who won 2 straight, just able to jump over the Doubledays by .003 in winning percentage. Elmira Pioneers a 20-17 final record. Auburn at 21-18 final record. Auburn playing 2 extra games, but the split was the reason that they fall just behind the Pioneers in that course. It was a light fall apart for Doubledays, who, excuse me on my earlier statement, went 3-7 in their last 10. So not the finish that they wanted, and especially in baseball. When you talk about playoffs, it's not a question of where you played all regular season and your record. It's who has the hot hand, and I think that was a great thing for Batavia to have their last 3 games being win, and especially the last 2 being blowouts in mercy rules. That's how you really keep the temperature hot and ready for any team that tries to enter Dwyer Stadium. As said, it all goes through Batavia until the championship game, who, if it is the Amsterdam Mohawks, they'll have the advantage in the 2-3 series that ends up. But round 1, round 2 are 1 games. You win, you move on. If you don't, you're set packing and going home. As we'll keep an eye out around the league on their scores as we have the 4 matchups going around today. But up to bat here to start things off in the bottom of the third, leading things off, should I say. Number 11, second baseman, Evan Brock. A little late there for that graphic being removed. Apologies for that. That's ball 1, though. His last at bat, Evan Brock grounded out into a double play. So not what he wanted, as he'll send this chopped, and it's staying fair. How about that? It's not always got to be pretty, but if it works, it works. And Evan Brock finds himself on first base here in the bottom of the third. Third baseman number 2, Jackson Inman, up to bat. A single in his last at bat. He didn't hesitate for a moment when he came up to the batter's box. He went swinging, a 2-1 count, and it worked. That's the thing. You can always see the players who like to play patient in their counts, and those who don't. Inman, definitely one of the more patient ones. Is this blocked down by Bentavenga? It will get away from him, though, off his gear to the left side, and the throw to second, not in time. Evan Brock finds a steal, and it now stands on second base as that went for ball 1 back at home plate. 1-0 count.
Bentavenga thought he did his job right there, blocking the ball from going behind over near the back wall, but instead Brock caught him sleeping a little bit there and took the base in that play.
Definitely didn't seem to have his head up on a swivel. This sent to deep center right. Can it get down? It will. Off the wall. Big bounce. Still trying to get the ball. He's going third. Inman sliding in an RBI triple. It's 4-0. The runs pour in. Batavia keeps adding on. All the way to the wall. It's center right. It'll take a huge bounce, which I can tell you the center fielder and right fielder over there for Auburn, Monahan and Smith, were not prepared for. Keeps on rolling past them over their heads off the wall, and Inman with that, using his time to get to third base, slides in, brings in Evan Brock. It's 4-0. Immediately swinging is Glenn Brooks just over the second base bag, and Inman already coming home. It's now, in the blink of an eye, 5-0 Batavia. I don't even have enough time to write down all their at-bats on my scorecard. It's happening so fast. It's back-to-back-to-back hits. 3 in a row to open up the bottom of the third here.
They've taken control of the game, and right now, surprisingly enough, they do have somebody running into the bullpen now. They're starting to finally make that call for some arms.
He's now up to bat. Number 1, shortstop Cooper Russell. The pickoff attempt over at first, no good. The pitch from Williams. Glenn Brooks, head down, and it won't find the glove of Bentavenga. And it's going to be an easy steal for Glenn Brooks. Glad to see him back in form. As we've always mentioned, it was double trouble. Jalen David and Glenn Brooks. In the stealing category, Glenn Brooks second at 27 on the season alone by himself. He's been well outdone, though, by Jalen David with 43, but a big part in that is due to injuries. That's slapped over to short. The throw, long throw to first, and not going to beat out the speedster Cooper Russell. Russell records a hit for himself, and it's now 2 on, first and second, no outs for the Muckdogs. Up to bat now already, first baseman number 16, James Quintero. I just simply can't keep up with these stats. I'm trying to talk about a few things, bring in a few things, and it's just a hitting parade. 4 straight for the Muckdogs already recorded.
And when Glenn Brooks was injured, like you were mentioning, with that groin injury, Cooper Russell was the one that stepped in and became that second speedster, third on the team with stolen bases. We'll grab that number in just a second. With 22.
He's not going to go swinging on the check. Or no, they say he went from the home plate umpire. So down in the dirt, Quintero doesn't think so. I can tell you the crowd here didn't think so either. It's going to go as an 0-1 count, though, off the check swing where he went. But his 27 steals out of all the games he was absent from is still good for third within the league. Showing bunt is Quintero, laying it down the third baseline. Play at first in time, but he will advance the runners. And that's the kind of package you're going to be able to get, especially when you have no outs and 2 on. Just try to advance the runners, make it a little less stressful for the next man up. And the next man up is catcher number 47, Cooper Romick, who did what Quintero just did, reached first on his last at-bat off the bunt. We'll see what Romick brings to the plate here with the fresh count, 1 out, 2 on, second and third. 2 in scoring position for Batavia. They're already up 5-0 after scoring 2 in this inning alone. We'll see what we can get here. That's in for strike 1. Watching it go by is Romick. And he'll watch strike 2 going down. Pinned down in the bottom left part of the zone. 0-2 count for Romick. Oh, 2 pitch. Just going to miss a little upstairs. 1-2. That was a close one to call on and plays in favor, so Romick still stays in that batter box. 1-2 pitch from Williams. Swung on, getting underneath. High flyer to right center. Can it get down? It won't, but a tag up will bring in another runner. 3 scored in the bottom of the third. It's 6-0 for Batavia. Glenn Brooks comes on home. 2 outs now. Following the fly out, but a sac fly for Romick. It will leave Cooper Russell still out there on the base path. Joey Socorro has the opportunity. It's not as nice as his teammates had before him. It's 2 outs. But still, we'll see what Socorro can get done. A fly out to left in his last at-bat.
Socorro's right now not looking to leave Cooper Russell straight at second base, attacking this pitcher as long as they can before they start to make the switch for Williams.
That goes in for ball 1. Joseph Williams set. He'll take a glance at Russell's. This sent down the third baseline and fair. Russell sent home. It's all the way in the corner. Socorro going to. And the throw well off the mark. All the way at the pitcher's mound. So it's going to make it a stand-up double for Socorro. And add the title of RBI double to that. The 2-out RBI stand-up double from Socorro. Plays well, driven over the third base bag, all the way deep to left field. It's the third baseman for Auburn. Fontaine can't get in front of it, and it's now 7-0 Batavia. Up to bat, Braden Redmond. He'll take strike 1 looking in his last at bat. Reaching first off the fielder's choice, but also bringing in a runner as well. 0-1 count for Redmond. Swung on, going foul and out of play. 0-2 for Redmond. Redmond, the .286 batting average across 28 at bats, 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 RBIs, and 11 total bases. It's fouled on the other side this time. We'll do it again.
As defensive changes made by Auburn at the beginning of this inning, Drake Madrid moves from left field to third base. Ethan Smith moves from right to left. And in the game in right field, number 25, Drew Maxson. Those were the defensive changes made at the beginning of this inning.
And that's going to be outside. Ball 1. Did get note that we did have some defensive changeups here that opened things up in the bottom of third that went unrecorded. So we'll be able to get you an updated lineup for Auburn in their next inning, or if we can get it done before this inning comes to an end. And that's on the lower end, but called strike 3. And the first strikeout recorded for Joseph Williams. 3 outs, 4 runs scored. 1 runner left on, no errors. Brings an end to the bottom of the third. 7-0 is your score. Batavia well in control of the driver's seat. As we head to commercial break, we'll be back for more when it's all said and done.
I like to withdraw.
I'll take 1 million beers, please.
Nah, man, we don't have that. Here, try this.
What's this?
This is beer from Eli Fish, the official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
That's unbelievable. Thank you.
No problem, man.
I'll have what he had.
Oh, didn't see you there. Welcome to the YMCA. Let me show you around. They have free weights and machines here at their state-of-the-art gym. They also have open courts here. And after all those activities, you can come to the pool and cool off. Remember, folks, you can find all these activities here at Glow YMCA, Genesee County Branch.
All right, the fourth inning underway. We do have those defensive lineups change. We'll tell you that here, and then also when it comes to the bottom of the fourth when Auburn's out there on defense. So if I made a incorrect statement on where those players were located, I do apologize for that, for the late defensive lineup call out. But we do have the changes. Possibly see that come into effect. But leading things off here, number 5, Jada Madrid, high flyer to right. And David going to call it off from Reyna over and right as he just makes a quick sprint over there and he gets the out. 1 out now. As you can see, Reyna doesn't really know what happened. That ball was right over by Reyna. Jalen David just coming across and saying, don't worry, I can help you out, even though I don't think he really needed it. But in the end, a fly out to right to the center fielder. Jalen David out in right field. Up to bat, number 20, center fielder Teddy Monahan. So it's going to miss outside for ball 1. The one thing to note is Jada Madrid was one of those players who had the changeup on defense, brought in from left over to third base. Taking his spot in left is Ethan Smith as he's moved from right to left field, and brought in is Miles Fontaine, who originally stood in third base, has been removed in the batting lineup for Burt Maxim, right fielder, number 25. As that's in for strike 2. Bama, 2 strikeouts recorded on the day, both coming in the top of the third inning. It's time called by Monahan. It's going to miss the zone this time. 2-2 count. That's driven right underneath Inman to left field and going second. Did they get him? And they did.
What a recovery.
A little bit too greedy. Monahan thought he had the second base bag. No, even though it goes right through the legs of Inman over at third. All the way to left field for Batavia. Recovered by Glenn Brooks, who beams it in the second. Cooper Russell covering the bag and making the putout. As Monahan tries to advance, he won't be able to. If it's not yourself who'll do you in, it's greed at that.
That was an unbelievable play by Glenn Brooks, staying aware, seeing Monahan trying to take second, and Brock, unbelievable play. Turns around quickly, makes that diving play, tagging him on the hand before he even gets on the base.
That does go down as an error against Inman, and then out at second, trying to advance. That's what it will officially go down as, is that strike 1 as it's fouled off. This time it's going to miss upstairs for a 1-1 count. Ethan Smith, number 13 left fielder. Originally the right fielder, but now left fielder, up to bat. 1-1, driven foul. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh. Called just a little too high. 2-2.
Bama's really trying to hit that top corner right there to get the strikeouts.
Not going to find the zone. A full count. Ethan Smith and Gavin Chandler. We had this once before. Payoff. Swung on. High flyer to right. This time it's just Reyna. No Jalen David needed as he puts up his hand to make sure Jalen David got the hint that he's got that in control. And the top of the fourth comes to a conclusion. No runs scored. And it sits 7-0 Batavia's favor heading to the bottom of the fourth. So they still look to just sit in the driver's seat throughout. They have not gone through an inning without putting up runs. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and then a total of 4 more the bottom of the third, but the bottom of the fourth right around the corner. We'll stay on air for this break as well, as we saw through the playoffs on the opposite side. And it's about that time where we take you through an update in terms of scoring around the league. So, of course, you know our game here, only 3 other games today. On the other side, for Elmira and Jamestown, the top of the 5th, it's tied 0-0. No one's been able to put up a score so far. Amsterdam Mohawks are up 4-2 against the Oneonta Outlaws in the bottom of the 3rd. And on the other side, the top of the 5th, very similar. The Socrates Stallions and the Utica Blue Sox going head-to-head. They're tied 0-0. So 2 games in the top of the 5th, tied 0-0 within each division, and the number 1 seed still holding on to a lead in the other games besides that. But if we look a little closer in the top of the 5th, only 5 hits have been recorded combined as well between the 2 teams. 2 for the Pioneers and 3 for Jamestown, as again, it sits tied. No real chances at scoring so far in that matchup, and we do have a pitching change as well on the other end for the Doubledays. Number 28, Ryan Rocco, out there on the mound for the Auburn. Oh, I got confused now that I was looking at all those stats, but the Auburn Doubledays. It will bring an end to Joseph Williams' day. We'll take a quick look at his stats before Jarrett takes us through Ryan Rocco's stats. So Joseph Williams, his day comes to an end after 3 innings, allowing 11 hits. 7 runs, 7 of those being earned, 1 strikeout across 20 batters faced, and 53 total pitches. So an outing definitely getting away from him, as Batavia almost seemingly had him figured out from the get-go.
Rocco in the season has gone 0 for 2 on 8 appearances with a 10.62 ERA, 20 innings pitched, 27 hits, 24 runs, 24 of them being earned, 11 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Rocco was a pitcher when we watched him in that 4th game. We were shocked that he had that delay in his pitching motion where he would hold the ball close to his shoulder area and just whip it out. Had an interesting pitch for him.
But leading things off here, number 50, center fielder Jalen David. Up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, it's Ryan Rocco coming in for Joseph Williams here in the bottom of the 4th. 7-0 lead for Batavia. We're already back to the top of the orders. Found this off for strike 1 is Jalen David. It's the 3rd go-around in the carousel, as I always like to say. It's the last inning. They went through 8 batters. It's a good reason why we've already gone to this point. As it stands, 0-1 count, following the foul ball, and this one outside, 1-1 count. We will show you an updated graphic as well, just to ensure you've got all bits of information on the defensive side. As this sent to center, backing up over the shoulder and caught. So 1 out here. The bottom of the 4th. Jalen David won't be able to get on base this time. So he was hit by pitch in his first, and then the RBI single in his last. But now up to bat, right fielder number 46, Braden Reyna, who sits at 1 of 2 on the day, RBI single, and a fly out to right field. So that's in for strike 1. That graphic ready to show you guys. In just a second, we'll make sure just to avoid this pitch. 0-1. This now 0-2. There's your graphic. So Ethan Smith out in left now, moved from right to left. Madrid brought in from left, standing at 3rd, and Maximum coming in as well. Right was left empty. This is sent on a slow roller to 3rd. A long throw, too high, out into foul play, or foul territory. Going to 2nd, advancing off the air. Going 3rd as well. Finally collected the throw. Not in time. Takes 2 bases. And that's one thing you can't afford to do is when you're already down, you can't dig a hole that you've already hit rock bottom. If you hit stone, you can't go any deeper, and somehow you found a way. If you do something like that, you're only going to make it way more possible for you to climb out. And error going on the defensive side, bringing in a new pitcher as well. Rocco trying to find some tempo, momentum to play for Auburn and fight back in this already devastating score of 7-0. And an error like that is just going to make it a little bit more costly.
Right, with 7-0 in those situations right there, you're not looking to make the throw there. I understand you're trying to get the out there, but you're trying to stay alive in this game. Right there, you would have had a single, but instead you now have Reyna sitting at third.
That's gone foul. It's a 1-1 count. Apologies for the incorrect score bug on that last count, but 1-1. So that officially will go down as a hit for Reyna. A single over to third and then advancing the second and third off the error. E6, or E5, excuse me. So it's again fouled off. 1-2 count for second baseman number 11, Evan Brock. 1 of 2 on the day, a ground out into a double play and led things off the last inning. With a single, he'll foul off and stay alive. We'll do it again. One, two. And that's strike 3. So 2 outs now, a strikeout going against Evan Brock. This one going down as a backwards K. Says he was caught looking. Third baseman number 2, Jackson Inman up to bat, trying to keep momentum building, trying to score runs in every inning. 2 outs. Can he get it done? He's 2 of 2 on the day. A single and RBI triple, trying just to bring in Braden Reyna standing on third base. The first pitch swung on, not going to connect on 1 count. Oh, 1 inside, 1-1. One count. Rocco on the delivery. Gonna miss outside. 2-1 count. Two one. Swung on, this one going foul over the concourse overhead. 2-2 count for Inman. 2 outs, trying to keep the inning going. A strikeout already recorded for Rocco. His first stint as pitcher in this game. Mark his 9th appearance, being a big one here in the playoffs. Swung on, and he's already recorded 2. Rocco's second strikeout of the day. And both coming in 1 inning alone, trying to get the tempo swung back in the right direction. So corrects an error by his teammate. Is again the earlier error from the third baseman of Auburn, that going against Jaden Madrid. Brings an end to the 4th inning. The 5th inning right around the corner when we come back from this commercial break.
Order for the Batavia Muckdogs.
Feeding the pack?
Gotta feed the pack.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
Fifth inning ready to get underway in just a moment. Apologies for the late delay coming back on airs. Again, how should I say? The positions we provided for you were again different as another late changeup. Mixing up everything as that's ball two. Leading things off, it's Justin Batts, number 32, the first baseman. But apologies for that one. As 2-0, again outside, a 3-0 count. Already in the fifth inning. This game is moving fast. 3-0 will find his way for strike one on the 3-0 count. 3-1, swung on, driven to right. Reyna trying to back up. It'll get over his head. Reaches all the way to the wall. Scooped up finally. Batts going to second. The throw coming in. And a stand-up double for Justin Batts. Auburn trying to show signs of life, and they have it there. Second baseman number 4, William Ragland III, up to bat. A fly out to center in his last at-bat. We'll correct that Auburn defensive changeup once more. So I can tell you the error was not against Madrid. It was Michelson over in third in that last inning at third base, who was brought out from the extra hitter. Right fielder who was brought in the third inning, Burt Maximum, has been sent to extra hitter. Jaden Madrid brought back to left fielder alone. And finally, Ethan Smith shifted back to right field. So plenty of players just moving back to where they started. And overall changes as that goes in for strike one against Ragland is really what you have to know. Is Madrid is back where he started and left. Ethan Smith back and right where he started. Michelson brought up from extra hitter to third. And Miles Fontaine out of the batting lineup in for Burt Maximum as extra hitter. Swung on going foul 0-2. I feel like we caught up. We're all caught up here.
We can breathe a little bit now. We can
Plenty
get
of
back into the
changes.
game.
Oh, 2, swung on, high flyer to center left. Trying to close the gap is Jalen David as he's able to catch it, get underneath it. No tag up from Justin Batts, 1 out. It's now up to bat, third baseman. Again, third baseman, number 22, Braden Michelson. A fly out to left in his last at bat. He'll swing on the first one, and he's not going to connect. On 1 count. Defense shifts back. This is going to miss just on the low inside part. 1-1 count. So right now we have Evan Brock trying to keep Batts back. So he's standing close to second base. He'll shift back into position. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Had him chasing. 1-2. One-two count. Both those strikes on swings and time called. Take a little bit of a break. And we're back. 1-2. See if Chandler can make him chase one more time. 1-2. He won't get him to chase on this outside pitch. Moves the count 2-2. Again today here in Batavia. Nice little 84 degrees. It was a lot hot, or a lot more hot earlier in the day, I'd tell you that, but got a nice little cool afternoon here. Seems a little bit cooler than that if you ask me. And
Still humid out, though. I'll be honest. It's still.
humidity, that's what gets you. 2-2, though. And the pitch from Chandler swung on right over to short. Snagged by Russell. He'll throw to first. Beamer. And that's the second out. So Michelson out on the fielder's choice. Designated hitter number 3, Nacho Gonzalez, up to bat. He's 1 of 1 on the day. Recorded the second hit for Auburn. So that being a single. We'll see what he's able to get done here. Again, 2 outs. Justin Batts, as that's a slow roller to first, and it's fair over the first base bag. Gets by Quintero. Coming home is Batts. And not a play that you want to see on film. That was just an awkward roll from the ball. It was rolling down the first baseline. It looked like for a second that one was going foul. Quintero trying to crash in on it. Just kind of overruns it off the bad bounce once it just takes a hop right in front of the first base bag, right over it. And that's enough for it to be fair. So when it's all said and done, RBI single for Nacho Gonzalez. He stays perfect and brings in the first run for Auburn. It's a 7-1 matchup. Up to bat, extra hitter number 25, Burt Maxim. Swung on, driven over to left and foul. So I'm not, again, I couldn't tell you what went through that play, but I think he was just expecting it, A, to either go foul, or B, just not to take that. I will say it did take an awkward hop back there, but it completely got through him. Swung on the inside, and this is behind home plate. Romick trying to locate it, and he will. So when it's all said and done, 7-1 is your new score. Following the 2 hits, one from Batts and the RBI single from Gonzalez. Again, that won't go down as an error, but a hit. 2 hits, 1 run scored, 1 runner left on base. 7-1 is your new score here at Dwyer Stadium. And we'll stay on there, and I'm going to give the floor over to you, Jared, if you so please, just to be able to give your mind a peace of mind, really, what you've got going on about this game.
When you think of Chandler, you think of the 2 sides of him. You think of the times where he's trying to figure out batters early, has help from his team with ground outs, pop outs, and then you get into the second part where he starts to get more aggressive. He's figured out the batters, and that's when he goes for the punch out. That's where he goes for those Ks and gets the job done. And right now we are seeing the second phase of Chandler. He's now more aggressive. He's getting earlier counts, those 1-2s, those 0-2s. He's not getting those full counts. He's getting the strikeout, and he's still also mixing in that part of him before where he's getting those pop-outs, those ground-outs. And the team is right now playing with him with those outs.
So one thing to note about Gavin Chandler is how he's able to play well with his defense. I know you just highlighted that simple sentence, but it goes beyond just saying it. He plays well with being able to set up design plays, not really that they're fully like a playbook, but it's just he knows what he's dealing to these batters, and so does his defense. So when they connect, they're hard to reach on. He has a lot of batters chasing these pitches, and when they're outside low, they're going to get underneath them. They're going to send them on high flyers. He's having them chase on the high end, so it's easy ground outs, and he's playing well with his defense, and that's all we've seen today, with only 1 run being scored so far.
And his slider inside. We don't really talk about that pitch a lot, but slider inside, especially on right-handed batters, he's been jamming batters, forcing them to hit to either Cooper Russell or Jackson Inman. They're both having his back.
And that's a quick hit by pitch. Again, that was number 20, Glenn Brooks, up to bat, and he'll take first base. You blinked, you missed it. Too bad. 1 on. Batavia trying to jump back that lead to 7 or more. Number 1, shortstop Cooper Russell up to bat. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Both of those being singles, and we did say earlier, or in the last inning, should I say, there was that pitching change. Ryan Rocco, we already went through his stats. These, again, reminder of what the stats look like for Rocco coming into tonight's matchup. He already has 2 more strikeouts, so make that a total of 19. It's the first inning he pitched, already sending 2 back to the dugout. And a strikeout looking 1 swingy. Glenn Brooks trying to steal second to throw. The bounce as it's a little too shallow. Might have been the difference maker as Glenn Brooks steals second base off the first pitch. It's strike 1 back at home plate, though, for Cooper Russell. Or excuse me, ball 1. 1-0 count. Rocco on the deal. This inside, getting away just in front. The catcher, Batavia. It's a 2-0 count. Swung on foul. That was lined over the netting, over the stands, and we're saying to the parking lot. So my condolences to whoever's car that one hit. If it did, it had so much speed on that, but 2-1 count. The pitch on the lower end, but enough to find the zone. 2-2 for Russell. Longest at bat for Russell. Longest he went was in 0-2. Glenn Brooks going. Swung on foul, though. Fortunately, Glenn Brooks has to play ring around the rosy and head on back. Repeat the 2-2 count. Again, no outs. Rocco trying to stare down at second. Defense shifts back, and it doesn't matter. Russell sending this deep to right, and what a snag from the right fielder, Ethan Smith. But Glenn Brooks on the tag up, or no.
No, it hit the ground.
Did.
It hit the ground. It hit the ground. Right,
wow.
Right fielder, when he went for that little roll that you might have saw,
did he drop it?
The ball.
It fell
right
out.
there.
Wow, what a play, though. Almost had it then. Should I say, to correct myself. Again, it's always hard to see from those circus plays always get me, especially from if it's in the outfield.
If it's in the outfield. Infield, we can kind of see it. Outfield is where it gets difficult, and you just got to watch.
I just took my eye. I saw Glenn Brooks going, and I took my eye off. But in the end, a single for Russell as he goes immediately, dribbled back to the pitcher, and he's going to go at first for the putout, getting Quintero. Quintero swinging on the first pitch he sees. Cooper Russell now on second, but 1 out. Quickly, Quintero, that's the second time he swung on the first pitch. It worked in the first at-bat, a single. Then he went for a bunt off an 0-1 count in his last at-bat. Did not reach first, but advances the 2 runners, which allowed 2 more runners to be brought in before the bottom of the 3rd inning was all said and done. But in this case, he will advance Russell, putting 2 runners in scoring position for Batavia, and up to bat catcher number 47, Cooper Romick. Reaching first off the bunt. Time is called. And then an RBI sac fly in his last at bat. How about that from Cooper Russell, though? I can't take enough away from that, as that's a swing and a miss for Romick. So an 0-1 count. Apologies there for not seeing the play through, but almost, if he had come down with it, that would have been one of the best snags I've seen all season.
Definitely, that would have definitely been up there. And wait just a second. Okay, I thought we were seeing maybe a balk right there, as the umpire once again pointing over to the pitcher to maybe, I would say, give him a warning. I think that's what it was.
Not exactly sure, but that's back-to-back scenarios where the umpires looked over at second. This is high flyer to right, snagged by Smith. Tag up from the runners. The throw cut off by Bats, and he's not going to be able to draw it in. And that's an RBI sac fly noted down for Cooper Romick. It's now 8-1 with 2 outs. And the score back to a 7-run difference, 8-1 Batavia. Cooper Russell now standing at third base. Extra hitter number 34, Joey Socorro up to bat. Fly out to left, and an RBI double in his last one. Lined it over the third base bag all the way to just that extension by the bullpen and left. Had every bit of that one. I'd love to see a little Control-C, Control-V.
Now, although these balls are not hitting the ground, Cooper Romick's doing his job. That's his second sacrifice fly in the game right now, giving 2 RBIs for the Muckdogs.
A 1 count. Swung on and ripped right back to the pitcher. He'll make the underhand toss and the putout. So 1 run scored for Batavia as it stands. 8-1 is your score. Heading to the 6th inning. Again, a fast-paced moving game here at Dwyer Stadium, and it just keeps on moving. We'll take this opportunity here to step aside and only talk about a few words from our sponsors. Go Health New York. Has your child been tested for lead? The only way to know if your child has lead poisoning is to get them tested. All children should be tested at ages 1 and 2. Talk to your healthcare provider or the lead poisoning prevention staff from the Genesee County Health Department at 585-344-2580, extension 5555, about a blood lead test for your child today. For more information on transportation to get tested. And a message from Mental Health Association. Wellness on the Go, WNGO offers mobile mental health supports through Medicaid managed care plans across Niagara, Genesee, and Orleans counties. For more information or to make a referral, call us at 585-345-0448. And welcome back. The 6th inning right around the corner. And for the moment, we'll take a quick look at the scores around the league. Of course, you have the 8-1 lead here for Batavia. The Amsterdam Mohawks taking on the Oneonta Outlaws as the 4 seed, 1-4 matchup over there. Mohawks hanging on to a 5-2 lead in the top of the 5th. In the bottom of the 6th, Jamestown jumps out to a 6-2 score.
2-0.
What did I say?
6-2.
I don't know why I said 6-2. How did I end up possibly saying that combination?
I don't know. You had me lost right there.
I had myself lost. 2-0 lead. I don't know. I think I read the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th, and then 2. And then the Socrates Stallions taking on the Utica Blue Sox. As that's in for strike 1. And in that score setting, Socrates Stallions up 1-0 against the Blue Sox in the top of the 6th. Going to miss outside this time. It's going to push it to a 1-1 count, leading off for the Auburn Doubledays here in the top of the 6th. That award will go to shortstop number 24, Connor Rumpf, as that's going to miss down low. 1-2 count. 2-1 count, apologies. Just read it. As that's right over to Inman, and a put out at first. 1 out here. And the top of the 6th. Ground up for Connor Rumpf. Brings up catcher number 27, Jake Bentavenga. Strikeout his last at bat. So the first pitch from Gavin Chandler is dealt here inside, swung on the inside part of the bat. Can it stay in? No, it's well out of play. The way the players were going over there, I thought, hey, maybe that's still in play in foul territory. No, that's behind the bleachers.
Inman was ready to make that lunge, though. He was ready to stretch his body out.
That would have been a lunge and a half. The 0-1 pitch driven over to shallow left, and a single for Bentavenga. So the 1-out single plays well. We're back to the top of the order. Number 5, left fielder, Jaden Madrid. He's been moved to third and then immediately back to left field in the simply 1 inning. That's all it took. Recorded a hit to open things up for Auburn immediately, but then was caught stealing in that blink out that you saw from the Wi-Fi. He was caught in a pickle running over to second, and the chase down worked for Batavia. He'll swing immediately over to Cooper Russell. Can we see a double play? Out at second, the play at first. Not in time, called save by the skin of his teeth. But out on the fielder's choice is Bentavenga, and reaching first off the fielder's choice is Jaden Madrid. Center fielder number 20, Teddy Monahan, up to bat.
And Skip is now coming out right now. We'll see if it's in yup. We are seeing players coming out. We are seeing a pitching change now, ending off Gavin Chandler's night. But what a performance by Chandler in this game. Way to set the tone as the veteran on this team.
The veteran comes in and gets what needed to be done. A standing ovation from Dwyer Stadium as they applaud him off the field as it's all said and done for his night. All the way reaching to the 6th inning with 2 outs. And there it is. Gavin Chandler steps off to glory. A round of applause from everyone for him, to him. And now, out there on the bump, in for Gavin Chandler for the Batavia Muckdogs here in the 6th inning is number 23, Noah Nix. Number 23, Noah Nix, coming in for Gavin Chandler. Comes into a situation in the top of the 6th with 2 outs, 1 runner on. First batter he will face is number 20, Teddy Monahan, the center fielder. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but here's the thing. We'll take you through Gavin Chandler's stats first before Jarrett will walk us through as well Noah Nix's stats coming into tonight. In just a moment, those stats, Gavin Chandler reaching a total time out there on the bump, servicing 5 2/3 innings pitch, allowing 5 hits, 1 run, that being an earned run. No batters walked, 2 strikeouts across 21 batters faced, and 71 total pitches. And we talk about how he plays well with the defense. That stems from 9 flyouts, and 4 groundouts. That combined for 13 of the additional outs, making a combined 15 outs across the 21 batters faced. And that's a metric that you can't ignore. If you're just looking at strikeouts, you're looking at it wrong. Gavin Chandler comes in and gets the job done because the metric that you want to look at, or should I say 3, didn't walk a single guy, never hit a single guy, allowing only 1 run and 5 hits across almost 6 innings.
And when you're the veteran, you got to set the tone. And right there, Chandler setting the tone, showing what he can do, getting the job done for the boys. And now Noah Nix looking to continue that in 8 appearances, 3-0 record, 3.20 ERA, 25 innings pitched, 20 hits, 10 of them being runs, 9 earned, 8 walks, and 26 strikeouts.
Again, that's Teddy Monahan up to bat. We'll take strike 1 looking. A 1 count. Nix on the deal here. This time we'll miss outside. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss here. 1-2, 2 outs. Noah Nix just trying to wrap things up. And head to the bottom of the 6th, where Batavia again up to bat. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Again, that's Jada Madrid, who reached off the fielder's choice over there on first, and Monahan at home plate in the batter's box against right-handed pitcher this time, Noah Nix. 1-2 count. The deal outside, 2-2. This one's driven and gets past him, and it's sitting in fair territory, and held up at second is Madrid. A single for Teddy Monahan. So now 2 runners on, first and second covered. Up to bat 13, right fielder Ethan Smith. 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out and a fly out is his combination.
With 2 outs, this is the first time in a while we have seen Auburn have runners in scoring position. The old Muckdogs would always, in the beginning of the season, struggle to get that 3rd out. Right now, they don't want to go back to that form.
So that's in for strike 1, 0-1 count. That's a mentality that they definitely have worked on all season, is when you get 2 outs, close it out. I can tell you, is later in the latter of the season, it's definitely played out that way. Been able to fix that from the early season issues. That's been something that's really been in the back of the minds for myself as well. Never really thought of it that way, just because they've been so well at when they have 2 outs, they secure that final one. As this one will miss outside, 1-2. But again, I'm just going to drop that subject because I'm knocking on wood. 1-2.
No, they're going to get a strikeout right here. Calling it right now.
Check the runner at a glance. Delivers. Swing and a miss, and there you go, Jarrett. You got it. Noah Nix finds his first strikeout. And the second batter face, a swing and a miss for Ethan Smith, concludes the top of the 6th inning, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Just a few moments. But again, just to answer your question out there in the comments, what's the format of the playoffs? We'll bring that picture back up for y'all. And Batavia taking on the Auburn Doubledays, Jamestown Tarp Skunks against the Elmira Pioneers, who jumped to 3rd. Amsterdam Mohawks against number 4 seed Oneonta Outlaws. Sauger T Stallions against the Utica Blue Sox. And that's how things shakes up. Round 1 and round 2. That's today and tomorrow. Back-to-back days, back-to-back baseball. That's why home field advantage is so huge in the PGCBL playoffs. And within that, it's one-game series. You win and you move on. If you lose, you're sent packing. It's all over. There's no coming back from it. That's round 1 and round 2. So those games are huge to be able to have your aces ready and the best of the best out there on defense and offense. The championship game, though, will be held after a day off, July 29th, a day off or potential rain date, given that tomorrow is projected to have very high amounts of rain. But July 30th and 31st are the projected dates to have the championship game. How it works is the number 1 seed, as it stands, it's the Amsterdam Mohawks with the overall number 1 seed throughout the entire league. If they advance to the championship, no matter who wins the West Division, will have to play at least 2 games in a best-of-3 series for the championship. The 2 teams will then agree, or should I say the 1 seed will choose how the series will be split. They can pick to have their away game at first and then 2 home games to conclude it, or any other order within that 3-game series for the playoffs. I believe the first 2 games has to be a combination of a home or away, but it's really, do you want to split it home, away, home, or away, home, home? And it's to the best overall record team entering the championship game that gets to determine that. But it's a best-of-3 series for the championship, and every other round is 1 game, you move on, and if you lose, you're sent packing. That's how it's all said and done here in the PGCBL as we try to wrap things up with projected rain dates. Again, please stay alert to our social medias and anything from the PGCBL, including anything and all times where we may have a rain date, a change of the date or time due to rain and weather. Just trying to get back in time here for the bottom of the 6th, leading things off as that goes for ball 1 outside a 1-0 count. But again, leading things off here for Batavia, it's designated hitter number 7, Braden Redmond. 0 for 2 on the day as he'll swing. This one going foul, 1-1 count. One count. Rocco still out there for Auburn. Is this driven on the lower end to short? A 2-hop and just beating out the throw. Redmond gets on first base, a single. As we're back to the top of the order, 4th time around, number 50, Jalen David. 1 of 2 on the day. Hit by pitch in his first at-bat, RBI single and a fly out to center in his last one. Trying to keep momentum on his side. Fresh count. Redmond over on first, showing bunt. He'll lay it down, and it's called foul. So that seemed to be live in play, but no. Said to go foul just off the bunt, which was driven back down in the batter's box, so we'll have to do it again. 0-1 count for Jalen David. Not sure which way that would have gone, but given how it seemed to be maybe in favor of Jalen David, as Bentavenga had it all in control by the time Jalen David was just slightly past halfway. That's it, far inside, 1-1. But again, as you saw, if you missed it, especially because this broadcast is now split into 2 sections, if you check on YouTube, it was a very short introduction because we got cut off our air from a Wi-Fi shortage. So that's driven to the backstop for a foul ball, 1-2. We did have player interviews that stemming from Coach Skips, Coach Grant, Coach Wass, to even the players. Gavin Chandler we got to interview as well. Evan Brock, Jalen David, Braden Reyna. A little bit of everyone. Just trying to see their mindset in terms of physicality, mentality, and what they had in store for us. 1-2. This is going to miss outside. 2-2 count for Jalen David. But it's all through that. If you were able to look back at it, I highly recommend it. I'm going to make sure that it does get uploaded as well for the remaining terms of the playoffs, but it was an early, how should I say, early preview on the stream as this is sent over to right, down in shallow grass, and a single for Jalen David. 2-1, no outs. Up to bat 46, right fielder. One of the other guys who interviewed just alongside Jalen David. I'm not even joking, sitting down next to each other. Were the two men who start off the batting order. David and Reyna. Reyna, 2 of 3 on the day. An RBI single, fly out to right, and then a single where he advanced to third off the error from the third baseman. But one thing I wanted to note was where I was going with all this is a quote from Coach Skips on how he approached today's game. Is that's fouled off the backstop and knocks down an extra ball that got stuck on the netting. So our score bug right now is just frozen, so please stand by in terms of the score bug. As 2 on, first and second, and 0-2 count. We'll get that up and ready as soon as it decides to work with us. But again, 0-2 count, 2 on, first and second. Reyna at second, Jalen David over at first. 0-2 pitch from Rocco, going to miss outside. 1-2 count. Runners going as that gets away from Bentavenga. Just down in front of him, but he can't locate it in time. 2-2 count, and everyone takes a base. Two. Gonna miss outside and a full count reached. Again, score bug still frozen. Second and third are now covered, and we seem to be back there on the score bug. Payoff. That's down in the dirt, ball 4. Base is now loaded, and the score bug back up and running. Apologies for that one. I'm more thankful this time it was just the score bug and not, not the entire broadcast.
We do have the hot spot just in case it happens again.
We're locked and loaded now. Payoff is ball 4 down low. So it will walk Reyna over to first. Redmond now on third. Jalen David at second after stealing. And Reyna walked off the full count. Up to bat, second baseman number 11, Evan Brock. As he dribbles this over the short, gets away from him, and everyone takes a rotate. One more brought in for Batavia. It's 9-1. How about that from Evan Brock, immediately swinging on the first pitch, slapped it. The pitcher can't get in front of it, and then Ragland over at second can't hang on to, and you see Ragland, he's not happy. He is flustered. I'll tell you that. It's gotten away from him so many times in his direction where it's in his defense. These are not easy hits that he can like.
They're diving plays. It's hard to do.
Immediately swung on in a great snag from Betts, and the force out at home. Immediately, time elects just to go home. It's only 1 out. So Jalen David won't come home for the score. It's 1 out. Bases stay loaded, though. As Jackson Inman reaches first off the fielder's choice. Unique situation where you line it over to the first baseman, but you're not out off the fielder's choice. So unique by that standard. Just going home. The right play from Bats, though, as it prevents a run. It will still be a 9-1 score. But again, going back to Ragland, he's been targeted, it seems, by the Bats all game long, and it's just not to his own doing. Is that sent to shallow right, scooped up by Smith. Tag up, though, at third and home. Snagged by Bentavenga. No. He will drop it, so there will be no close action play. Runners on the corners is what left from the RBI sac fly. It's 10-1 from Glenn Brooks. How about that? Batters just immediately swinging, no hesitation against Rocco, and that's immediately what we saw that kind of ended up being the end for Joseph Williams' day. Is they kept finding a stretch where it's like, hey, go swinging on the first pitch. If you like it enough, just go. But we haven't figured out. You should know what's coming, and that's what they're doing. Slow down. It's not that they're getting outs, but they're still at the same time bringing runs, and they're doing what's smart for them overall. It's a 10-1 score, and before I can even say that it's a hit by pitch and bases back to loaded, Cooper Russell given first base. It will advance Jackson Inman to second, and over on third is Evan Brock. And up to bat, first baseman's number 16, James Quintero, 1 of 3 on the day. As he's talking things over, which Coach Skips. Wonder what they got in store. If any unique play coming up to the batter's box on how he will approach this count.
Going back when you were talking about the first pitch and people attacking those first pitches, people always have that belief that the first pitch is always going to be your best pitch. And those are always the pitches that you are looking for. As there it is right there.
Going to center, right in shallow. One comes in, another.
The first pitch is usually your best pitch. Some batters have that mentality. Quintero is one of them. And we got an 11-run ball game for the Muckdogs.
Not 11, 12. 12-1 is now your score. Two RBI single to clarify. 2 runs come in, 12-1 is your score. As I can tell you, that talk with Skips is essentially Skip saw something and he had to tell Quintero, and boy, did it play out. 12-1 is your score already in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss for Romick, who's now up to bat. 0-1 count. He's got runners on the corners and 2 outs. His 1 hit on the day, that being a bunt, but other than that, has played the cards right. 2 sac flies. He's running 2 runners on his own. 0-1 count for Romick. Is this shallow to center, chased down, caught in right field, and a good snag from the center fielder from Auburn. Monahan brings an end to the 6th inning. 4 runs have been brought in, and it's 12-1. An 11-run differential already in 6 innings is how it stands, and we'll be back following our sponsorship read for more baseball.
In support of the Batavia Muckdogs, we would like to thank these corporate sponsors and community partners. Alex's Place, Allegheny Farm Services, Amerigroup, Arc of Glow, Ashley Furniture, Batavia Downs, Batavia Foot Care Center, Batavia's Original, Best Choice Heating and Air, Bikers Against Child Abuse, Von Traeger Auctioneer, Bourbon and Burger, Bright Path Kids, Bully Hill Vineyards, Burger King, Casella Waste, Salino Plumbing, Chaplain Valley Equipment, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Crosby's, Daily News, Dave's Ice Cream, Easttown Beverage, Eli Fish Brewing Company, Everdry Waterproofing, Farm Credit East, Burrell Gas, Ficarella's Pizza, Frank's Call Mr. Plumber, Freed Maxick, Genesee Community College, Geico, Local Batavia Office, Genesee County Chamber of Commerce, Genesee Lumber, Genesee Penny Saver, Go Health, Good Life, Graham Corporation, H.B. Hood, Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, J. Leonard McAndrew Funeral Home, Ken Barrett Chevrolet, Leaf Guard, Liberty Pumps, Louis J. Lang and Sons, Massive Testing, Mental Health Association of Genesee and Orleans, Magaveros Automotive, M-Power Agency, Next Era Energy, Northside Deli, New York School for the Blind, Oak Orchard Health, Oakwood Hills, Oaka Milk Products, Olacy's, Overhead Door, PNCG, Pellegrino Auto Sales, RFG Associates, Skyworks, Stan's Harley Davidson, Stop DWI, Suburban Propane, TF Browns, Tompkins Bank of Castile, Tonawanda Valley Federal Credit Union, Toyota of Batavia, Trevor R. Rowley State Farm, Tri-County Auto Glass, Tully's, United Memorial Medical Center, UR Wilmot Cancer Institute, WBTA, Wright Beverage, and the YMCA. Thank you for your continued support of the Batavia Muckdogs.
Top of the 7th, ready to get underway. 12-1 is your score in favor of Batavia. Leading things off, number 32, Justin Batts for Auburn. First baseman, he's 1 of 2 on the day. On the mound, as a reminder, Noah Nix coming in for Gavin Chandler just an inning ago. Already has a strikeout recorded, and that's in for strike 1. And here's one thing to note. If any of y'all have the question for it, it's no format in where you have mercy rule. It's play it all the way out as that gets by Evan Brock at second to right field, and a single recorded for Justin Batts. Good reason why he's in the cleanup spot as he leads things up here. And a single puts 1 on for Auburn. But again, even though in a normal regular season game, this score here after the 7th inning would be good enough to end it, there's no mercy rule in the PGCBL playoffs. Auburn will get a few more chances to strike a comeback if they wish, but they're down 11, and you got to get something going anytime now. Fresh count, Justin Batts on first, swing and a miss for number 4, second baseman William Ragland III. Swing and a miss, 0-2. After this at bat, we'll take you through the schedule around the league as well, just to update you on scores. He won't chase on the outside one here, 1-2 count. One, two. And strike 3 looking. The second one recorded. A little late on the signal for my preference, at least. I thought maybe that was a little too high. Or at least that's what he was going to call it. But no, 1 out, a strikeout looking against William Ragland III. Out to bat, number 22, third baseman Braden Michelson. He's 0-for-2 on the day with a flyout and out on a fielder's choice. But here's the rest of the scores around the league. In the top of the 6th, Amsterdam Mohawks still holding on to a 5-2 lead against the Oneonta Outlaws. That's down low for ball 1. It's staying back into the West Division, the Pioneers and the Jamestown Tarpskunks. It's 2-0 in Jamestown's favor at the top of the 8th. The Saugatuck Stallions, though, up 2-0 against the Utica Blue Sox. And a swing and a miss makes it a 1-1 count against Michelson, but 2-0 the Stallions against the Blue Sox in the top of the 7th. Just going to miss slightly, 2 up high, 2-1 count. Kind of just realized the thing I never got to saying was the quote from Skips. I remember all that big mess happened. As that's in for strike 2, 2-2 count, and I'll eventually be able to spit it out in just a second. But 2-2. The pitch, swing and a miss. Third strikeout recorded for Noah Nix. 2 in this inning alone. This time has him swinging. So now I can finally address the quote from Coach Skips, but designated hitter number 3, Nacho Gonzalez, up to bat. 2 of 2 on the day, a single and RBI single. He's got 1 on, 2 outs. The pitch from Noah Nix swung on and fouled off. The thing he stressed was all year long, they called themselves the Cardiac Canines. I could not exactly tell you the meaning behind it, but he stressed that and a few different things as well. As that's outside, 1-1 count, and the two other things he definitely wanted to get across was perseverance. They have a full roster of 40, and that speaks volume for the league. How many players want to be here? They want to play for this organization, and they're proud to be here and fight for this team throughout the entire playoffs, as they're not backing down anytime soon. High flyer to shallow left and snagged by Glenn Brooks. 3 outs, and the top of the 7th already coming to a conclusion. So the bottom of the 7th, right around the corner, I'll finish up the last thing that he wanted to stress across the quotes was, it's different here than any other place. And that's really just the culture that they've been able to build all season long in and out of the clubhouse. The culture that they have built is a winning culture, a fun culture, and all the way to the end, that's what they've stressed, and that's a big part for why they're winning.
Yeah, their team is definitely, they always have fun. They're always joking around. We've always driven in that bus with them, and they're always having fun after games. We've had those karaoke moments. We've all had our fun, but when it's game time, it is straight business for the Muckdogs. They always know they got to get the job done, and that is what Coach Skip preaches before every game, whether it's big, whether it's an out-of-league game, whether it's a team that isn't in a playoff spot. They go in and get the job done.
Right now in the 7th inning stretch, take me out to the ball game, and every fan here loving it simply because it's always a bonus when Batavia is up by a score of 12-1. That's gonna
get the crowd going a little bit more.
It's gonna keep the positivity up in the atmosphere. Again, Ryan Rocco still out there for the Doubledays, entering the bottom of the 7th inning. So right now, so far, statistically speaking, Rocco has served the same amount as Joseph Williams, who had the opening nod with 3 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 of those being earned, 2 strikeouts, 1 batter's walked, 18 batters faced, and 47 total pitches. So just around the same mark as Williams. I think the big reason why Williams was pulled with that low of a pitch count was because the 11 hits, 7 runs, but it hasn't gotten any better for Rocco, as you can just see by the total scoreboard. And up to bat, we have a pinch hitter.
Yep, so Joey Socorro's now out. Jeremy Ramos is now in, serving in that extra hitter role. So we probably won't see him on the field. We will see him up to bat, though.
Swing and a miss for Jeremy Ramos. 0-1 count. But again, Jeremy Ramos in for Joey Socorro. Socorro ends his day with only 3 at-bats as the extra hitter spot. 0-1 pitch is too far inside. 1-1 count.
Ramos has played in 17 games, starting 14 with a .317 batting average, 41 at-bats, 9 runs, 13 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 15 RBIs on 17 total bases.
Again, going back to Socorro, fly out to left, an RBI double, and a ground out back to the pitcher is how his day comes to an end in the batter's box. That's going to miss too low, 2-2, down in the basement. Yeah, missing the zone, a full count immediately for Ramos. And the payoff pitch, well, not a hit, still in favor of Ramos. It's a walk. He'll take first base.
Defensive changes for Auburn. Now at third base, number 33, Justin Workman. Workman at third base. And left field, number 1, Michael Ambrosio. And right field.
So we do have plenty of defensive changes as well, again, for Auburn. We'll get that updated and ready for you in just a second. But on the other side, back at home plate. Again, Ramos at first base following the walk. It's Braden Renman who will take ball one outside. 1-0 count. Plenty of changes defensively as that's inside for ball two. 2-0 count. And it's Dustin Wortham to third base for Braden Michelson. Michael Ambrigio to left field for Jaden Madrid. Steven Ambrigio to right field for Ethan Smith. And Jeremy Ramos pinch hitting. I don't think I really need to say that one. I pick off attempt over at first. But 3 changes defensively for the Doubledays. This one behind Bentavenga. And off the wild pitch. A stolen base for Ramos. Ball 3. And now standing on second. That's outside, ball 4, and for a straight. Walked Redmond over to first base. And time called from the Auburn dugout. There's no one in the bullpen, so you're not going to see a change, but just going to have to talk things over after a 4-0 count walking. Redmond is not what you want to see, especially as well with Ramos, who was walked. It was a full count, but he did have the lead there and ended up giving Ramos a free base as well. We're just going to have to try to fix things out. And actually, no, a pitching change is occurring. Coming in on the mound, no warm-up, it's Justin Batts. So we'll see him immediately come off. Nothing from the bullpen, Justin Batts out there on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays. There's your score bug down in the bottom lower half. 12-1 is your score. 17 hits against 7. So Batavia almost breaking the record here in the playoff game alone for most hits on the season. We'll see if they're able to break that record when it's all said and done. That record being 18 hits. So they're one shy. They've been able to do that twice on the season within the regular season. But wouldn't that be outstanding to break that here in the first playoff game to send a message to the rest of the league that, hey, the road leads to Batavia here in the West. But Justin Batts out there on the mound. Coming in for Ryan Rocco. We'll take a look at Rocco's stats. Ryan ends his day with 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 of those being earned, 3 batters walked, 2 strikeouts, 1 of those being looking, across 20 batters faced, and 57 total pitches.
Justin Batts, even though being a position player, he's got pitching stats. He's made 2 appearances. He's got a win in the season with a 1.13 ERA in 8 innings pitched. He's allowed 6 hits, 1 run, 1 of them being earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts on 27 at-bats.
But again, plenty of defensive shifts as well, in addition to what we already had. Statistically speaking, Justin Batts, down on a simple piece of paper, has the best ERA out of anyone on the Auburn team with his 1.13 ERA. And that's just interesting enough to look at. It's the first batter face. He's going to take on a challenge here. It's number 50, Jalen David, but that's called strike 1. Definitely favoring the outside there is, again, a huge dismay from the crowd. This one won't find the zone this time either. One count. Excuse that. Got the stats right, but not anything else. Is now a 3-1 count for Jalen David. Not going to go on the check swing, and bases are now loaded off the 3-1 count. This is the 5th go-around in the batting order for Batavia. Number 46, right fielder Braden Reyna up to bat. 2 of 3 on the day, an RBI single, a fly out to right, and a single reaching third out the air, and a walk in his last at bat. He'll swing on the first pitch. High flyer on infield pop fly, called off by the shortstop, and snagged for the first out. Now to bat, second baseman number 11, Evan Brock. So Ryan Rocco now in at designated hitter. Immediately swinging on this is Evan Brock. Another high flyer just on the outfield grass and left, and 2 outs. So immediately swinging on back-to-back scenarios is Reyna and Evan Brock. It's not going to be what they want as bases are loaded. Not being patient with what bats is giving them. Third baseman number 2, Jackson Inman, up to bat. He'll swing on the first one. Again, a high flyer to left. And snagged for the 3rd out. So an inning that looked like Batavia was going to add on a few more runs. No, in the end. 3 batters swinging at the first pitch, and it played well on defense, I guess. 3 flyouts is how it all is said and done here. 12-1 is your score heading to the top of the 8th.
Well, also a big difference is that he is a position player, and you have seen 2 pitchers that pitch every day. Bats is kind of like a position player, and you could tell it was definitely a lot slower than the other 2. So I think they were just a little early on it, and they were caught off guard by Bats with his pitching.
Well, for now, we'll step aside for the 8th inning right around the corner when we come back. We'll see you then.
We got another.
Hey man, welcome to Whole Life. How you doing?
What is this place?
Oh, don't worry. It's the best gym you can find in the Batavia area. Open free weights at any point, anytime. Don't forget, this gym is open for 24 hours. Don't worry, if you're not even just trying to use weights, you can use calisthenics as well. But again, official gym of your Batavia Muckdogs for a reason.
Where do I sign up?
Don't worry, let me bring you to the front desk.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
All right, Dewey, what are we thinking here?
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Are you guys all set?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, what can I start you with to drink?
To drink, can we just get 2 waters, please?
Of course. And then did you decide on your meals?
Yes, we are ready, aren't we, Dewey?
Wonderful. What can I get for you?
Can we start with the Alex's Cut?
Of course. All right.
All right.
What else can I get for you?
Dewey?
Ribs?
Dewey will take Alex's famous baby back pork ribs.
Fantastic.
Try Alex's Ribs at Alex's Place, an official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
Do your intro.
The top of the 8th, a immediate flyout just within the infield, pop fly for Auburn. That was number 25, Bert Maxim. Or excuse me, 15. Exactly. I'm not sure. I'm trying to keep up with the Auburn changeups. We'll see that in a second. But we do have as well 15, Chase Moore. I was correct. Number 15, Chase Moore on the infield pop fly for 1 out. The other addition now that we have for the defense is a change at pitcher. Garrett Beaver up to bat. 24, Connor Rumpf now up to bat, though. Or not Garrett Beaver. Garrett Beaver out there on the mound, excuse me. Too many changes. 24, Connor Rumpf up to bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but Garrett Beaver now in on the mound for Batavia as he will miss up high this time. 1-1 count. But again, I would also like to introduce my new inning color commentator, Mad Dog.
How's it going, Muck Dog fans? Mad Dog here as that ball is in for a strike. Oh, no, that was a ball. Sorry, I can't see it up here because Jared Bear wouldn't give me his seat. But I love Jared Bear. Fouled off to the right side. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Grayson, with you. Usually I would be, this would be the segment for the Mic Up Boys, me and Andrew, but Andrew's currently doing social media, as he should. He's the guy. Well, Grayson, oh wait, the pitch is in. As we get the out at first base. Some great infielding from Cooper Russell. Well, Grayson, like I was saying, a pleasure being here with you. How do you feel the game's going so far?
I mean, usually I'm the one asking the questions. It's number 27, Jake Bentavenga, up to bat with 2 outs, but at the same time, no, it's going exactly according to plan for Batavia. They're up 12-1 in the 8th inning alone. They're still bringing on the heat. They're not giving Auburn any chance.
Strike in there for Beaver.
As that's an 0-1 count, but at the end of the day, all according to plan, exactly how they wanted, and they're not going to step off the gas anytime soon. They're going to play all 9 innings.
Yes, they are, Grayson. Couldn't say it better. Pitches out there for a ball. Count is now 1-1. These boys are barking. These boys are going, Grayson. These boys are showing that the West is for them. This is Batavia Muckdog baseball, baby. As that ball gets through the gap.
So 1 on, the single from Bentavenga. That's his 2nd hit recorded of the day. Now up to bat is number 1 left fielder, Michael Ambrigio. Again, plenty of changeups in the lineup as Ambrigio comes in for Jaden Madrid.
Grayson, I can't help to say that I love the way your hair smells today.
Thank you. So that's strike 1.
Is that a new shampoo that you're using?
No, it's like, should I say it? Like, should I say?
Yes, tell the fans what shampoo you use.
I'm
The fans can't smell it, but I can.
That's strike 2.
Strike 2.
I'm trying to look up the exact one. It's that head and shoulders, you know, with the itchy scalp version, but it's got the what is it? The like almond oil in it as well.
Okay, wonderful choice.
Thank you.
Fans, if you want your scalp to smell wonderful like our broadcaster, Grayson, make sure you get that at your local Walmart or Target, maybe even CVS. All right, the count is 1-2. Here we go. Checks first base.
And this one gets away from Beaver by a mile. I think he hung on a little too long. That might be an understatement, but not something you see uncharacteristic. But he's just going to shake it off. The runner will advance to second off the wild pitch. It's now a 2-2 count.
Shake it off like the song by Taylor Swift. Shake it off. You know that song, Grayson?
No, honestly, when you said shake it off, I thought about Take It Off by Kesha for some reason.
Fouled off.
Which of those songs would you prefer? Take It Off or Shake It Off?
Well, I feel like I'm gonna choose the "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift because it was a hit. It was a hit back in the 2000s. So I can't go wrong with that one. As that ball is in there for a ball. We are at a full count now. 3-2. Grayson, did you ever watch the show "Shake It Up" in Disney Channel?
Oh yeah, I was
Zendaya and Bella Thornton. One of my favorite shows on Disney Channel. All right.
I have Bella Thorne's signature, my Disney book I saw her at Disneyland.
In there for a strike as Beaver gets him out. Something that we see from Bieber a lot.
How was it? A complete inning there. Seeing Batavia just keep on moving.
Yep.
Got anything to say during the commercial break or?
Thank you. I want to just say thank you to all the Muck Dog fans that are supporting from wherever. From the United States, from another country. Thank you so much. And for all the fans that came to Dwyer Stadium today, they had this place jumping as you guys can't see, but some of you guys can see the players over here interacting with the fans here at Dwyer Stadium. If you guys can't see it, but the players are doing the Cupid Shuffle as the fans are joining in. It's a great atmosphere here at Dwyer Stadium, and I just want to say thank you to all the fans, because without the fans, this is impossible. This really is impossible. And to this team of the Batavia Muckdogs, hopefully we just keep succeeding under Skip Martinez. And once again, thank you so much, Grayson, for your time, as I will hand it off back to Jer Bear.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to step aside real quick. We'll be ready, and hopefully with the correct places for every defensive player out there for Auburn in just a moment. Right now, as it stands, we're in the bottom of the 8th. Leading things off, number 20, left fielder Glenn Brooks. Going against Justin Batts, who had the back-to-back-to-back situation where everyone was caught swinging on him and just a foul out, whether it was infield pop fly or just on the outside edge of the outfield grass. That's going to go for ball 1, and that's really what we saw. It's just a complete, as you described, Jarrett, perfectly, as that's ball 2, it's something that these guys aren't too familiar with. You have a positional player coming in. Yes, Justin Batts does have the surprising best statistical ERA on the team. As you can see, he does know to a degree on how to deal a slightly good pitch, but at the same time, it's a step back to what they're normally seeing. It's a little slower. It's a little more locked in, and because of that, they're going to like it a little more. But I think right now what they got told in that dugout is, hey, be patient. This guy is going to give you a pitch eventually that is an absolute perfect ball. You don't need the first one. If he goes by, let it go by. You're going to get a second chance, and I think that's the mindset they're going to approach is quick 3-1 count and make that ball 4.
He was trying to hit the outside corner right there. He does have the pitching mindset. You got to hit the corners. You got to be aggressive on your pitches. He's got that. But right now he's not finding the zone, and Batavia Muckdogs are just sitting back and waiting for that pitch to come to them.
Shortstop number 1, Cooper Russell, up to bat. He's 3 of 3 on the day. All 3 singles and then a hit by pitch in his last at bat. But how about that? He'll swing immediately. This one going foul. As this is behind home plate and just on the netting. Heads up, umpire. That one almost rolling out the netting and actually hitting the umpire if it had a little more speed, but that's an 0-2 count.
Definitely heard you right there. He was prepared for it.
You know, he could tell I was trying to look out for his best interest. Justin Batts with an 0-2 count ahead and won't be able to strike out Russell just yet. 1-2. Is getting underneath this is Russell, shallow left, and snagged by the left fielder who is able to draw in. 1 out for the Auburn defense. Number 24, Jalen Roque in for first baseman. Number 16, James Quintero is a pinch hitter. He'll take over the role as first base as well. 1 out, 1 on is the situation he takes on for his first at-bat. Quintero's day comes to an end. 2 of 2, a single out on a fielder's choice, out on a fielder's choice as well, and a 2 RBI single in his last at-bat. But Jalen Roque up to bat. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch ready to come from Justin Batts. The deal inside, never mind, a little too far inside. It's a hit by pitch. So Roque gets his first chance to swing the bat tonight, and he's just going to have to trot on over. Number 47, catcher Cooper Romick up to bat. As a pickoff attempt from the catcher over at first. Not going to catch Roque. Romick 1 of 4 on the day, but can't ignore the 2 sac flies. High flyer to left field once more. And another out. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Is it bad luck? It's kind of funny how every hit has gone over the shallow left field.
Now they're getting early. That's last inning. They were a little bit late on it because they were caught off guard. Now they're early because they see the pitch coming. Just got to find that perfect middle.
Up to bat, number 31, Jeremy Ramos. Again, came in to fill in the extra hitter spot for Joey Socorro, who's walked in his last at bat. One count. Swung back to bats and then right into his glove. Underhand toss makes the third putout. The 8th inning comes to a conclusion. It's 12-1, 2 runners left on, no hits, no errors is how it's all concluded. The 9th inning, last chance for Auburn. And it's going to be the top of the 9th that could bring this game to its eventual end. And Auburn will be sent packing. But still, we got to see at least 3 more outs from Batavia. And we'll take it again back to you, Jarrett. What have you thought of this game so far?
They've had control the whole game. They got started early, absolutely attacked Williams early. And Chandler, unbelievable performance. Same with Nix, same with Beaver. And now we are seeing the last pitch and change. Woodley is now in to shut the door, get the 3 outs, get the job done for the Muckdogs. And then after that, it's just who they play next, whether it's Jamestown or Elmira.
We'll take a look at the schedule as well around the league. And, of course, you got our game here. In the top of the 8th, it's the Amsterdam Mohawks taking on the Oneonta Outlaws. Amsterdam still holding on to a 5-2 lead. Jamestown leading 3-0 against the Elmira Pioneers in the bottom of the 8th, so Elmira's got one more chance. And on the other side, the Utica Blue Sox have taken back a new lead, 3-2 against the Saugerties Stallions in the top of the 8th. That's how it's looking around right now as it stands. If scores do hold, it would be The Batavia Muckdogs taking on the rival Jamestown Tarp Skunks in a closing finish for the West Division Championship. Not the championship, but again, the West Division Championship. But two teams that have had pure, how should I describe, distaste for
They've
one
had
another.
distaste for each other. We've had our moments. We've had seen.
It's been a well-fought rivalry, though, all season long. Batavia has a 4-2-1 series over Jamestown. And there's 7 matchups during the regular season. And just one thing to note as well, we do have a pitching change. In addition, for Garrett Beaver is number 6, Eric Woodley. Eric Woodley will officially close things out for the Batavia Muckdogs here in the top of the 9th. 3 outs, and it's all said and done. Auburn will be sent packing. They're out of the playoffs, and Batavia will move on to the West Division Championship game against Jamestown.
And Woodley has made 17 appearances, a 4-1 record with a 1.67 ERA, 32 innings pitched, 24 hits, 9 runs, 6 of them being earned, 6 walks, 39 strikeouts on 114 batters faced.
So first batter faced, number 20. He registers strike 1, absolute heater. But number 20, Teddy Monahan, up to bat for Auburn. 1 of 3 on the day. A 1 pitch, swing and a miss. And Woodley is such a hard pitcher to immediately approach. His fastball, it's too fast. It's too fast sometimes. Especially just coming up for the first time to face him off in the batter's box. You're not expecting that, especially with a change in style from pitcher to pitcher. You could have someone like Garrett Beaver who uses motion and a lot of spin rate on his ball. He does also bring a nice heater, but compared to Eric Woodley, who comes over the top, you're not going to get that beat in Woodley. Going to catch every batter off guard. As this one's fouled off, we'll redo the 0-2 count.
His slider is also really good. That doesn't get mentioned because we talked about his fastball being so fast, but his slider is another pitch that hits the outside corner on these batters.
That's ball 1. 1-2 count against Monahan. One-two pitch. Swung on. Over to short. Russell able to crash in. Long throw. Gets the out, though, over at first base. No task too tall for anyone on the Muckdogs defense. 1 out. Again, as said, we'll repeat this. Jalen Roque over at first, as said in the last inning when he came in to pinch hit for James Quintero, up to bat number 16 for Auburn, who was in right field since that huge change. Zach Sperger, and apologies for not being able to say, I did say them.
You did.
Actually,
you did.
no, the one that I did forget to mention was Justin Batts in at pitcher, Ryan Bronco to designated hitter, and Brendan Smith to first for Nacho Gonzalez. But those were the 3 I forgot to mention. We did say Justin Batts, but those other 2. Never able to show it on a full graphic because even to me right now, I still have no idea what's going on in terms of who's out there on defense. It happened all so fast that I could not keep up. But 2-0 count as that misses downstairs for Sperger, who again came in for number 13, Ethan Smith.
It is actually number 6, Steven.
Oh, was that not a 1? Steven Ambrosio.
Ambrosio. There we go.
Whoops. Not a great ender for that. I could have swore I saw a 1. So that's fouled off. 2-1 count, but Steven Ambrosio coming in for number 13, Ethan Smith. Apologies for that, and take us through Steven Ambrosio's stats.
He's playing 14 games, starting 9 with a 136 batting average, 22 at-bats, 10 runs, 3 hits, no RBIs on 3 total bases.
What did you say?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking the same thing right
Oh,
now.
what did you say? Yeah, 3 total bases.
That doesn't make. So it must be 3 singles. There we go. We figured it out. We figured it out.
That's a walk. I'm more confused on what you're confused on.
We'll be heading to the West Division Championship tomorrow night here at Dwyer Stadium at 6:30 start. The
Those stats make sense, yeah. Why you question it?
Okay, I had them switch. I thought the 10 and the 3 were switched. I
No.
thought the 10 hit.
10.
So I was
Steven
sitting there-
Ambrosio, 136 batting average across 22 at bats, 10 runs, 3 hits, 0 RBIs, 3 total bases. As he's walked over to first base, Justin Batts, the pitcher, is still out there.
We're hitting that time. We're getting a little late. We're hitting.
It's all right. It's all right. This high to Batts and a 2-0 count for Beaver. Or Woodley, excuse me. I guess it is getting late. 2-0. Woodley just trying to secure 2 more outs. Won't be able to find the bottom right there, missing 2 low. 3-0 count. And the 3-1 able to find strike 2. Or 3-0. 3-1. Jeez, it is late. I think it's my eyes getting tired. I saw the 1-6, thinking it was 16. It was a 6. I saw the 0 on the far scoreboard, thinking it was a 1. Dribbler overhead. Not going to be able to scoop it as Brock gets by him. As he tried to draw it in with the glove. Took a bad bounce right over top of him. And 3 now on for the Doubledays. First and second with 1 out. Guess I'm going to have to stay a little more extra focused. But up to bat for Auburn, it's number 4, William Ragland III. See, that one I didn't miss. But again, 2 on, first and second, 1 out. It started things off for this inning. But since then, it's been not the way that Woodley usually gets it done, but he'll get back on track here immediately. Strike 1 against Ragland III. Got behind in 2 counts, 3-1 for the last 2 at batters. No strikeout just yet. Getting close to it with the 0-2 count, though. One thing I never realized that we didn't talk about Garrett Beaver's stats and how his day came to an end, and we'll quickly do that now. Served 1 inning, allowing 1 hit, no runs. No batters walked, 1 strikeout across 4 batters faced, and only 16 total pitches. Trying to keep Beaver and Woodley's arms in for the long run, splitting it between them as that's outside 1-2. One, 2. Swing and a miss. And right on cue, a strikeout for Woodley. 1 more out to go. As I usually say, it's not over till 27 outs have been recorded, but as the home team, you get the exclusivity of only needing 24. So it's not over until the 24th out is come and gone. And it all relies on number 33, Dustin Wortham. As he immediately swings sky to right, Reyna stepping underneath, and there it is. Out number 24, Batavia. Out number 24, it's all said and done. Batavia takes home the win, 12-1 in round 1 of the playoffs. How about that? Batavia will move on to round 2, the West Division Championship, against what seems to be the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. To my knowledge, that game has now officially been called due to lightning, and it would be Jamestown advancing in 8 innings off a 3-0 score. That's how it'll all be set down in Jamestown. 3-0. Jamestown heading to Dwyer. They split the series 4-1 in the regular season. That's the opponent because we saw a great game. We might as well talk about it for a little bit. Jarrett, take me through it.
It was just an unbelievable team performance by the pitching and the batting. They set the tone early. They got the job done, gave Auburn no chance to come back. It's like Skip always preaches. Got to get the job done early. Got to find your moment. And they were able to attack Williams early and continue it throughout the whole game. And now we get ready for Batavia against Jamestown. Rival matchup.
And I'm going to call back to what I said earlier on the broadcast. Remember how I said with Gavin Chandler's numbers don't lie? And I said he wants them to line this tonight just to have the numbers go in his direction. Well, at that time, they didn't. Or they did lie because he had one of his best outings of the season. But when it's all said and done, numbers don't lie. The better team hosted the Auburn Doubledays. Statistically, the 1 seed beats the 4 seed, and it holds true tonight. 12-1 is your score. Auburn will be sent out of the PGCBL. Their season is all said and done. Batavia, it's not written in the history books just yet. They'll move on to the West Division Championship at Dwyer against the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. As again, that game is closed where it stands due to lightning over in Jamestown. 3-0 is the final score when it's all said and done. But those two teams, long rivals, will bring it on at Dwyer tomorrow. Again, please stay tuned to any of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as well, Twitter, or whatever you want to call it as X. Any social media will be posting out if the game is rescheduled due to rain, which it most certainly does look like that in the long run. But when it's all said and done, 12-1, shock the nation. Batavia, they're coming for that chip. As said, the road goes through Batavia, and this was stop number 1. 12-1 is your score. Batavia, tomorrow, Jamestown. Thank you for joining our broadcast. My name is Grayson Natali. Alongside me, color commentator Jarrett Campbell. We'll see you when it's all said and done. Good night.